Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. My name is Christiana Sage. On this channel, I will be teaching about international law, and these teachings will be in the form of short weekly lecture series. Over time, I will be surfacing varied concepts of international law. When and where applicable, these concepts will be analyzed and brought to you as it relates to current trends in international law as they arise. At the end of this lecture, you will find the transcript of the lecture in the link below. Also, for current trend and analysis in international law, you can subscribe to my blog. All the details you will find in the comment section below. For the 22nd lecture in this lecture series, we will be discussing the history and formation of the United Nations. For the next 7 lectures, we will be addressing generally the United Nations system. Today's lecture will specifically serve as the background for the other issues that we will be addressing in the next 7 lectures. So let's dive in. The first question we will be addressing in this lesson is, what is the United Nations? This should set our mind to understanding why it is important. In an elementary form, the United Nations is an intergovernmental organization. This means that the UN is a consortium of several governments. As a body, the UN has a precise mandate. According to Chapter 1 of the UN Charter, the UN Charter is the constitutive instrument of the United Nations, and we can think of this as the constitution of a country. Its purpose as an organization include to maintain international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among nations, to achieve international cooperation in solving economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian issues with an international character, and to be the rallying point for the harmonization of all its member nations to achieve these goals. We have mentioned the what of the United Nations. That is, its purpose, its essence, and the principles that guide its activities. Now the why. Why was it formed? What is the reason for its formation? The short answer to the question of why is to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war. This phrase is encapsulated in the preamble of the United Nations Charter, and here's why this 9-word phrase carries so much depth. The horrors of World War II. Following the carnage of World War II, which started on September 1st, 1939, one major step towards creating an international organization to restore and maintain international peace can be traced to the United Nations Conference on International Organization, popularly referred to as the San Francisco Conference. This conference was held between April 25th, 1945 and June 26, 1945. It was attended by delegates of 50 countries, namely Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Bolivia, Brazil, Canada, Chile, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Egypt, El Salvador, Ethiopia, France, Greece, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, Liberia, Luxembourg, Mexico, Netherlands, Nicaragua, New Zealand, Norway, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Syrian Republic, Turkey, the Soviet Union, Belarus SSR, Ukrainian SSR, United Kingdom, India, United States, Uruguay, Venezuela, and Yugoslavia. Celebrations at the conference accumulated in the creation of the Charter of the International Court of Justice, as well as the creation and approval of what we have today as the United Nations Charter. Apart from the San Francisco Conference, the preparatory years leading to the formation of the United Nations included the signing of the Atlantic Charter in 1941, the signing of the Declaration by United Nations in 1942, the Joint Foreign Nations Declaration at the Moscow and Tehran conferences in 1943, and the development of the proposals for the establishment of a general international organization in Dumbarton Oaks and Yatta conferences in 1945. At the end of World War II, on September 2nd, 1945, the casualties of war ran into well over 800 million people. The carnage of the conflict and the reputation of being the deadliest conflict in human history. At this time, the foundation of the United Nations had solidified from the preparatory activities of the preceding years. And on October 24, 1945, the United Nations officially began with 51 member states. The 51 states included all the 50 states present at the San Francisco Conference and Poland. The membership of United Nations at the moment stand at 193 member states. In the 75 years since its establishment, the United Nations has continued to evolve. But whatever its evolution as an organization, it has to function in line with the tenets of its constitutive instrument, that is the Charter. We have so far looked at how the United Nations came to be and what its purposes and principles are. In the next few weeks, we will be unpacking the makeup and function of the 6 principal organs of the United Nations and how they each contribute to fulfilling the overall mandate of the United Nations. So I want to say thank you so very much for joining in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section below, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified when there's a new video. We would also like to connect with you on Facebook and Twitter. Let us know the content you'd like to see. Thank you.